Alright guys, Game Time Legends here. In this video, I'm going to be going over an update of all the item duplication glitches that I went over so far in Legend of Zelda. So if you're wondering if any of the ones that I previously did is still working, once it's in this video, it will be still working up to this date. And this video may be on the longer side since I'm tackling multiple glitches. So if you feel like there's a specific glitch that you want to perform, I will have the timestamps at the bottom so you could go to whichever glitch you want to perform. And I just want to mention this before I continue. When I do these glitches, I deliberately go into as much details as possible so you guys will understand. And whichever duplication method you guys are working on, if for some reason you guys reach to a point where you're not able to perform the glitch correctly, just go over the video again, because it may just be a simple step you probably bypassed or something. Even though the step may be simple, it is important, so you don't want to miss out on any steps. And I say that because there are a lot of times in previous videos where I mention stuff in the video and people still ask the same questions in the comment. And it's fine to ask questions, I have no problem with that, but I spend time to go over these videos thoroughly, and there may be cases where I may not even see your comment or get the chance to respond. So just go over the video again if you feel like you missed something, and if for some reason you guys are still struggling with it, by all means let me know, because I'm here for you guys. But before we jump into this video, if you're new to my channel, I do a lot of how-tos, tips, tricks, glitches, and gameplays. So if you're interested in these stuff, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification button so you won't miss out on anything. With that being said, let's get into it. Alright, so there are three types of duplication methods that I'm going to be going over. We have the one item duplication method, where you only could duplicate one item at a time. We have the 4 or less, which allows you to duplicate 4 or less, and 5 or less. Exploding items will be included as well, along with the 21 plus items, which you'd have to use the dispenser for. There are people that actually don't know what a dispenser is, but no biggie, I'll show the locations and how to use them in regards to this glitch. Okay, so here we go. In order to perform this glitch, you could only have one of the item that you're going to duplicate in your inventory when performing the glitch. So if you have more than one of those items, just drop them on the ground. Next, climb up on a high ledge. It doesn't have to be as high as this one. It could be about this height or even as high as a fence if you could do it fast enough. Next, hit R and up on the D-pad like you're about to throw an item. Scroll through until you find the item that you want to duplicate, then select it by letting go of the D-pad. Once you're at the tip of the ledge and you're in this position, while still holding R, move forward and hit B to jump off the ledge. While Link is in mid-air, hit the upper arrow on the D-pad to bring up the menu again. While still holding R, let go of the D-pad and select it again as soon as you see the menu disappear. The lower you are to the ground, the faster you have to perform this command. That's why I like to go up on a higher ledge. While still holding the D-pad, release the R button. Next, we're going to do the same thing again. Let go of the D-pad and select it again as soon as you see the menu disappear. Once the menu comes back up, you should see the drop option. Now, you just have to hit X and the item will be duplicated. This is the duplicated item, and the other two that I dropped before is right over here. Now pay close attention to this because you're bound to come across it while performing this glitch. If you reach a point where it says you can't take this item out, that's because you didn't give Link enough time to descend. For some reason, in order for this glitch to be successful, you have to wait until Link starts to go downwards. If you hit the upper arrow on the D-pad as soon as you jump off the ledge without giving Link an opportunity to go down, like in this case, when you try to duplicate your item, it will say you can't take the item out. So just keep that in mind. So we're going to go over it in real time real quick. Simple as that. Duplicating exploding items may be a little bit more tricky using this method, but it's basically the same exact concept. And it's probably better to be closer to the ground when duplicating exploding items because you have to use recall in order to prevent the items from exploding, and Link has to be on the ground in order to use recall. And just like before, once you're in this position, while holding R, hit B to jump off the ledge. Once Link starts to go down, hit the upper arrow on the D-pad to bring up the menu. Let go of the D-pad, and as soon as the menu disappears, select it again. Now release the R button and let go of the D-pad and select it again. You should see the drop option appear. Hit X and you're going to need to be looking upwards into the sky because you want to throw the exploding object into the sky in order to recall it before it falls on the ground or hit anything and explodes. So you won't be able to look down to see where you're falling or anything like that. But once you get the buttons down packed, you should be good to go. And 2 pointers. I did mention earlier that you have to be facing upwards in order to throw the exploding items, but don't turn the view all the way up sky high, because once the view is facing towards the sky and Link throws the item, instead of being thrown at the distance, it seems to just go up in the air and plummets to the ground without giving you the time you need to land on the ground and recall it. So just keep that in mind. And if for some reason you do it right and it says you can't take the object out, just try to recall the object before it hits anything and explodes. But that's it for the 1 item duplication. Now on to the 4 or less. Now for this glitch, you're going to need to complete the Minoru Sage quest. If you haven't yet, then you won't be able to do this glitch. And you might want to consider going up to the Sky Islands, especially if you want to use the dispenser, because for some reason it won't allow me to summon Minoru when I was on the ground. So you might want to ascend up to the sky. Now this glitch is just plain simple, literally the simplest glitch out of all the others. It's not the fastest, but the easiest, because you literally don't have to worry about any timing when performing this glitch. First things first, for this method, you only could have 4 of the items that you're going to duplicate in your inventory. So if you have more than 4, you have to drop them out. And like I said earlier, it's 4 or less, so you can have less than 4, but no more. Once you're on top of Minoru, just hit the plus button to go into the menu, go to his little crest symbol or whatever it is to dismiss or deactivate him, hit minus, then go to a memory. You could just skip the memory, you don't have to watch it. Now hit the plus button again to go to the menu, select whichever item you want to duplicate. Next, hit minus to go and watch a memory again. You can skip it like usual. Now hit B to get out of the menu. You'll see Minoru despawn. Now hit R and up on the D-pad like you're about to throw an item. Select the item that you wanted to duplicate. You will see it marked by a 0. And of course, if it's an exploding item, you'd want to make sure you're facing an open area because you want to throw the item and you don't want it hitting anything. So just throw your exploding item in the air, use recall to bring it back, and then cancel the recall so you could pick it up. And you want to repeat this 4 times so you could get your 4 duplicated items, and each time you will see it marked by a negative. So once you have all your 4 items on the ground, just hit the plus button, go into the menu. You'll see Link still holding the previous 4. Just select any other item, and then come out the menu and drop them on the ground. Simple as that. You successfully duplicated your 4 items. As you can see, these are exploding items. Obviously, you could do the same thing with non-exploding items. All you have to do is just throw them on the ground. You don't have to throw them in the air to recall them. Now onto the 5 item duplication. So this is one of the glitches that I recently posted, and for some reason, a few people were having problems performing the glitch. And I'm not exactly sure why, but luckily, a lot of people were able to successfully do it, which is great. But to prove that it still works, I will be going over a fresh, brand new video of me performing the glitch in real time for those who are curious. But for the sake of time, and because my channel isn't really up there yet, I will be using some of the same content that I used before to explain exactly how to do it in detail. Because all you guys really need to know is how to do it. And I explained that very thoroughly. All you have to do with this glitch is grab your horse. Just find a high ledge to jump up on. You don't have to be too high. Once you're up there, just jump down. When you're landing, if you're not above the horse, you want to make sure you're as close to the horse as possible, because when Link drops, he will not land on the horse if he's too far away. You could use your parachute to guide you, or a paraglider. Next, you want to hit ZR to go into bullet time, and you want to be about this distance from the horse when performing this glitch. Once you're in bullet time and you're close enough to the horse, hit X. Or B if you have the controls reversed. Once you see Link's arm move towards his back, hit plus or minus right away to go to the menu. Once you're in the menu, select any item that you want to duplicate. And I forgot to mention, you only could have 5 of the items that you're going to duplicate in your inventory at the moment of the duplication. So if you have more than 5, you'll just have to drop them out. Once you have the 5 items selected, hit minus to go to your memory and skip the memory. You don't have to watch it. Then after that, hit plus again to go back to the menu. You see he won't be holding the items. Select the items again, then hit B to come out the menu. If you're in the right place, he will land on the horse and you'll see a weightless bundle blow off in the distance. If that happens, you successfully duplicated your item. Next, all you have to do is hit R and up on the D-pad to get ready to throw your items. You'll have to search for them. If you don't see them right away, just scroll through and search for them. You'll find them. They'll be marked with a 0 and then just throw them out. Each time you throw them, it'll be marked mark with a negative until you see -4. Once you see -4, just throw the last one and they'll be all on the ground. Just get off the horse, and once you get off the horse, the bundle that you recently had in your hand will appear. You just throw them on the ground as well, and then collect your new duplicated items. It's just that simple. Now, there's two things I want to mention before we move on to the dispenser. If Link jumps on the horse and your item doesn't duplicate, it just means that your distance from the horse is off, and you were probably too far from the horse. If Link is too far from the horse when you hit the menu, the item will not duplicate. And while I was editing this video, I discovered an even simpler method on how to do this. I'll go over a brief demonstration of how to do it in this video, but if you guys would like me to go into more in-depth details, I could do that. Just let me know in the comments. Now, you want to make sure you have your arrow out. That is extremely important. If you don't, it's not going to work. The only difference between this method and the previous is the fact that since you're so close to the horse, you don't have to worry about navigating to try to jump on the horse. As soon as you jump off the building, you will land on the horse. And last but not least, the dispenser. This is what a lot of you guys were confused about, so I'll explain what the dispenser is for and exactly how to use it for this glitch. So if you didn't know, in Tears of the Kingdom, this game has a 21 item limitation, which basically means you can't have more than 21 items out. If you do, they'll start to disappear or despawn. So in order to duplicate more than 21 items using any of the previous duplication methods, you would have to use the dispenser, and I'll show you how. Now, there are various dispenser locations scattered throughout the beautiful sky of Hyrule. These are some of the locations where they are. There's also one located on ground level right near the construction site at Terrytown. Once you find your dispenser location, all you have to do is grab 2 fans, fuse them on an angle like this, and then throw something in the dispenser so the door will open. Make sure you put the fan next to the door before you do that. Once the door opens, it will stay open since the fan is right next to it. All you have to do is pick up the fan with the Ultra hand and try to push it up as far up into the dispenser as possible. Once that's done, just throw all your items into the dispenser until you have 5 left, or 1 if you're doing the 1 item duplication. The items won't fall out because the fans are blocking them from falling out. Once all your items are in the dispenser and you're ready to duplicate, just start duplicating. So you could use any of the methods that I went over previously, and you could throw them in the dispenser every time you duplicate them, or you could wait till you reach the 21 limitation. I had 21 large zonites in the beginning. I duplicated 5, so I should have a total of 26. So let's see. Once you finish duplicating your items, just go to the dispenser, pull the fan out, and all your beautiful hard-earned duplicated items will fall out along with the ones that you put in there before. And if you duplicated a good amount, you want to be really quick with it when collecting the items because the 21 limitation still stands. If 21 items fall out the dispenser before you get to collect them, they will start to disappear or despawn. But those are some of the duplication glitches that still work, and there are others that I haven't gone over yet. But if you would like me to go over the 4th one, which is the simplest one in more details, just let me know. But that's pretty much it for this video. If you got anything from it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next.